Hi, everyone, and welcome back to JSA TV, where we're coming to you today live from the floor of PTC 2026 in beautiful Waikiki, Hawaii. I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm so pleased to be joined again by one of our favorite guests here on JSA TV, Melissa Farney, Director of Marketing for TECfusions.
Thank you so much, Barb.
Yeah.
It's always fun to see you.
It's always fun to see you. Yeah, it's good to see familiar faces and friends in the industry. And, let's talk for a second about that because PTC, I mean, can it get any bigger? We say that every year, and it is.
We've outgrown the
bigger.
island. We've outgrown the entire island.
We need a new island, right? How's the week been for you so far?
Oh my goodness, it's been busy. Just so many meetings, so many tenants that we're talking to, so much that we're doing as we just announced a recent new expansion with one tenant. So we're even interviewing different suppliers and things like that. So it's a fantastic week.
So when you're having your conversations as you do and just sort of hearing some of the what's being said in the industry and the work that you're doing, what are some of the big barriers that are slowing things down in terms of the speed people need to be moving at?
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, we've been through so many different phases where during COVID it was, steel, it was concrete, it was all of these things. Now it comes down to power, policy, and I'm going to say predictability because, that's a factor that we need to be able to measure. So, with power especially, of course, we're seeing a strained grid. We're seeing extremely long interconnect timelines. Then there's changes to how permitting is being done across different states and jurisdictions. You get a bunch of community skepticism that can cause pushback. All of these are causing the slowdowns and the lulls. It's adding months, it's adding years. So we need a lot more collaboration with utilities, a lot more collaboration with regulators, and then a lot more work with community partnerships to explain who we are, why we do things the way we are. And this is going to create the framework for faster that we need.
Yeah.
So the way that TECfusions does this, we deploy something called adaptive reuse. We find old industrial assets they already have power, a power pathway or power that's already been allocated because they are a shuttered industrial plant that's no longer serving any sort of purpose. So we have sites that were chocolate factories. We have sites that were cybersecurity. One of our latest was an Alcoa R&D lab. So these are mega campuses. And so this helps not only with the power pathways, but then reinvigorating the economy locally because that shuttered plant is doing nothing there locally. So that helps address things up front with the community and regulators alike.
That's so interesting. And, I don't think we could go through a conference like this without mentioning AI.
Of course.
Right? I mean, I feel like we were talking about this years ago, and now every day, it's in every conversation across every kind of media forum and within communities and businesses alike. But when you think about how that's impacting data center deployment, what are the biggest factors?
Okay, so I would say AI deployments has completely collapsed the margin for error in your data center design. We focus on AI and high density tenants. So I mentioned we just signed with TensorWave, they've been a tenant at one of our facilities and they've just announced an expansion across multiple sites. So some of what we've learned, that, like I said, that collapse margin for error, these clusters have to be completely designed for not only a very high power density, but a highly fluctuating load that you don't get much foresight when it's going to shift. And so you have to really have a good plan for resilient power architecture, and then there's the tighter thermal ranges because we're running hotter than we used to in the past. So that's really what's driven a lot of the design changes. And I would say TECfusions, we're up to here in AI design changes and what that means for our tenants. So,
and what do you think? What direction is that going to go? I mean, you're talking about things we need to be thinking about right now. What do people need to be thinking of for 3 to 5 years from now that are going to make the difference of success or failure?
With design especially, what's going to make the difference is planning for flexibility. So I would say I've seen all across the board hybrid models for power, hybrid cooling techniques, planning for flexibility because hardware is going to continue to change, and you might have a tenant that decides to do some sort of hardware refresh, and you can't redesign the entire facility, from concrete up when that happens. So you have to plan for flexibility there.
The other thing that we can't escape in current conversations is that of power. Where's it coming from, and will there be enough, and just everything. The conversation centered around energy, and what would you say on that topic?
Okay, so power is obviously one of the biggest constraining factors as we deploy. We can no longer wait for the grid to become sufficient enough to handle everything that we need to do. We have to be much more sophisticated. So what we're seeing and what TECfusions is doing is not only sites that already have some power allocated, we are also running our own behind the meter power generation. Our site in Pennsylvania specifically has nat gas fracking already available on site. So we're providing our own power, no longer waiting for that interconnection queue. So all of this, it helps with shortening that time, and then also helping our tenants know that they can quickly scale. So like I said, with TensorWave, we had already deployed in Tucson 14.4 megawatts in 4 months, which is an extremely short timeline. And that's only because the site already existed. We already had power allocated because it was an existing structure. But then we know that we can work flexibly to scale that up as they need. So they've just signed another 10 there and another 10 in Pennsylvania. And we can grow that with them. So this is the way that we're going to see like the leaders versus the laggards separate themselves.
Right. So we're sort of, I was trying to count. I think we're on day 3.
I have no idea.
Feels like 7. Could be day 3.
We keep moving the start date earlier. We all just keep showing up earlier.
Everyone's so now instead of 3 days, it's 7 days. Yeah. But when you think about sort of the end of this week, after you've had a minute to breathe and hopefully rest, what are you most excited about focusing on for the year ahead?
Oh my goodness. That's a loaded question. There's so much. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I'm excited to see a lot more creative designs start to manifest. I'm excited to see where we head with these AI deployments because it's really heating up and picking up. We're seeing so many cool new applications for it, which is fun, but I'm excited to see how quickly we can grow. I'm excited to see what people start doing with the power that they're generating.
Right.
I think this is where we start to look at entire ecosystems and these really unique, I'm calling our Pennsylvania site a unicorn campus because it has all of these facility infrastructure pieces to make it this mega campus, from wastewater treatment to the nat gas that's there, gas drying. It is a unique facility. And so I'm excited to see what types of ecosystems we start to create around those AI hubs. Because, having a site that can support 3 gigawatts, oh my gosh, we're going to have some fun building that one.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And, we looking forward. We have opportunities to talk to you throughout the year, but for sure this time next year, we'll be talking with you again and hearing all the great things that have actually transpired over the year. So we look forward to it. Always great to chat with you.
Oh my goodness. Always a pleasure. You all are wonderful.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in again to JSA TV at PTC 2026. Until next time.